Libra, hello there. I hope you are keeping well. So this is your collective love reading. It's going to run from mid-August up until mid-September. Guys, remember it's a can't get my words out already. Collective love reading, so it's not going to be specific. If it is that you're after something more specific or personal, by all means contact me over on my Instagram page, The Vegan Medium, and we can have a chat over there about arranging a personal reading. Okay, so as you can see here, the spread's already underway. There's been I'll say I've been guided, strongly guided towards altering the spread a little bit. It's only a slight adjustment. Usually here we would look at what's gone down in the recent past between you and your party, or where you have been in the recent past energetically. Sorry, get my words tangled up. A lot of downloads coming through here. So I've now been guided towards seeing where the collective Libra energy is as of this moment. There's strong emphasis here on moving forward, looking forward, wanting to create distance with whatever it is that has gone down in the past, a new beginning. What we've got here in the current energy of where Libra is at as of this moment is this is typically seen, even though it's temptation within this deck, it is usually seen as the devil. Now it did come up in reverse. This is making sense to me, and coming into the reading I was getting feelings of a wanting to part, a wanting to look forward and making a conscious effort to move on. I was also as well being told that if any of you are into the spiritual practice, or you're into dealing with the higher realms, that you need to protect yourself more, or you need to be closing your energy down more to not deplete your resources and ground yourself more. And also as well, those of you that are putting yourself in new environments, just try and be a bit more aware of the environments that are and aren't working for you, and invest in your time where you can more. Invest in more of your time in the environments where you feel better about yourself. It will take a bit of time and a bit more exploring, but this is about now to help you move forward, researching within, even though you will be reflecting, or there'll be a reflecting process going on of when you're putting yourself, for example, in a situation. Try and weigh up later on how you felt when you was in it, how you felt when you left it. Also have a look at what your energy was like before you went into the situation, and see how your energy changed. If it is that it's a family member or family members and you know you need to be involved with them, it's about working out how often you can be involved with them, or how long you can be involved with them before they start to deplete your resources. But as well, trying to find other avenues to go down to reinforce that good feeling, that feel good factor that is, I feel, is out there waiting for you to meet. And it might not be an actual person, it might just be an energy for you to come into alignment with. It's quite a spiritual vibe going with this reading. I was also as well, if you're into your crystals, was led towards putting, I can never say this right, tourmaline around the spread. So that's that black crystal there, which is for protection. So I feel there's some of you out there that need to be protected from some people who are trying to deplete you energetically, shall we say, and are trying to hold you back because they can see that you're moving forward, but you need to keep moving ahead. And this is a really strong energy that's coming through Libra, so I'm sensing this is why there was strong emphasis here on me making it clear from the beginning that we're not going to look at the recent past. This now is about focusing on moving forward and being aware of our thoughts and feelings when we're around particular people. I'm just going to shuffle the cards one last time for you to get that energy going. And if you could just click that subscribe button for me, guys, that would be amazing. Thank you very much. You know the score, just helps build the channel. And then we'll see where the reading takes us. So, Spirit, what do you have for me for where Libra is in their current energy as of this moment? Sorry for the croaky throat, it's just the incense. What do we have for where Libra is as of this moment? That card wants to come out. There we go. Wanting to move forward. Some of you may have Cancer quite strongly within your chart. Remember though, guys, this is just where you are as of this moment. You wanted to make distance over something as well, I feel, that has not been working for you, whether that be an addiction, whether that be a person. But whatever the energy is that's been holding you back, there's a realization now. Now, you may not have made distance from it yet, but you've already started to create the distance because you've acknowledged you don't want to be there anymore. So you've already started the process. You've already started that I don't want to be in that position anymore, whether it's gambling, excessive money spending, drinking a lot of alcohol, being around particular people, or just a part of yourself that you feel is, I'm hearing, hindering you. There's a wanting to, I'm hearing depart. I don't know why I'm getting depart through. You're wanting to get rid of that now. Now, you may not have made massive movement away from it, but you've already started it because you've acknowledged it within your mind. What else can you give? That card come out straight away because you're wanting more balance. Absolutely. There's you, nice and proud within your energy there, Libra energy. You're wanting to invest something back into yourself. You've now taken a step back in some ways. I'm hearing some of you may have gained clarity through meditation, or even just being able to reintroduce yourself back into public or into the social settings again from the restrictions that we've had with COVID. It's put a different spin on things. It's allowed us to gain, even if it's just a subtle adjustment, but it's got us out of that blocked mindset of where we may have been kind of ruminating over things in our mind because we couldn't go anywhere. And now that we've stepped out of the box a little bit and we're able just to venture that little bit further, you finally got some release. You finally got a tiny bit of distraction from whatever it is that you had been obsessing over or getting caught up in. And it's given you a break free. It's given you a release. It's given you some, like a breath of fresh air. It's took some pressure off you because you've been able to take yourself outside and break free of whatever it was that was controlling you, or whatever it is that's still controlling you, and you know you don't want to be there anymore. What else can you give me, please, Spirit? What else can you give me on this Three of Cups energy of where Libra is at as of this moment? There we go. Ten of Wands, sorry, I do apologise. Whatever it was that was bringing you, may have been fun at first, and then it's got out of control, and you feel I can't sustain this anymore. I'm exhausted. I need to stop this. I need to drop this. It's too overwhelming. It's overbearing. If you're not at that point yet where you've dropped it, that's at least within your mind that you want to drop it, but that's still progress. And the next card to come out, there's you again. You're so strongly within this reading. You're really making yourself known here. Is the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, typically Virgo Libra energy. I do think there's some strong Virgo Libra cuspers within the reading, but you're taking action here. Taking action. I'm hearing tiptoe, tiptoe, baby steps, but it's progress. Okay, so your party, how they're coming into the reading, whoever it is that you're investing your thoughts into as of this moment, this is their energy. The Empress, sorry, I do apologise, that's in reverse. So their energy is, they're not able to get something off the ground at the moment, whatever that is. So let me see what else we can get here. I'm not sensing that that's your energy, even though that is the card that's assigned to your sign. Libra Taurus energy. I'm just not sensing that's your energy of them looking towards you at this moment. I'm feeling they're having difficulty resurfacing. That's what I'm hearing. Oh, there we go. And the next card to come out of the deck. This card, this This reading feels so upbeat and, I don't want to say ultimatumish, really very proactive. Knight of Cups there. Typically Aquarius, Pisces energy. I know some of you like to know the signs that are assigned to the cards, but just because you're not that sign, or whoever it is you're interested in isn't that sign, doesn't mean that the reading doesn't fit for them. Okay, so there's been some type of stall in here, or there's strong doubt or lack of confidence about offering this cup over. What's this cup about? I can't take all of those. There's a lot to be said here. Absolutely loads, because your cards are bouncing out everywhere. And I'll go with that one. We've got the Page of Swords there. Right. So there's been an inability here, or there's doubt. There's a lot of doubt, lot of lack of confidence, shall we say, of able to birth something, bring something into the current stages, shall we say. Everything that is needed isn't there. They're possibly vibrating in quite a low level. I'm getting quite a pessimistic outlook about stuff, and not wanting to put themselves in that position of vulnerability. So they're researching and researching and researching, possibly keeping an eye on you on Facebook, or even just asking around to try and restore a bit of confidence, just to see how you're going, because there's something that's very unclear here. I don't know whether you've cut communication off with this person, but what can come with this Knight of Cups energy is kind of a self-obsessed vibe, being self-obsessed with their own emotions and perfectionism, but being oblivious to others at the same time. Even though they know what they want and how they want to achieve it, what prevents them is their ego, or how they're going to come across. It's like they in some ways can stop them or miss opportunities. I feel there's somebody that's missing an opportunity here, or unwilling to put themselves fully forward, because they're so caught up in their own emotions. It's as if this party, they're trying to live up to some ideal, this idealistic way of how they want to come across, but it's not genuine. It's not falling in line with who they really are. And from the outside, if that's how they are and you know them, you're never really going to get to meet the real them. I'm just hearing facade, because their expectations of themselves and their emotions isn't achievable. Every time they put themselves through a process of trying to achieve something, they're constantly checking in with themselves all the time of where their emotions are at, to make sure their emotions are at the right place, because they don't want to give too much off. That Page of Swords energy, I feel that can even be constant checking in on themselves, making sure their emotions are at the right point, at the right time, so they're not giving too much off. That's what I feel. There's some real fragile energy here, and that may be why that Empress is in reverse as well, because they're just not grounded. They're not grounded at all. There's no trust in being able to process these overwhelming feelings that they may be having for whatever it is that it's towards at this moment. Don't forget, we've got that Tower energy that's at the bottom there. So there's something quite massive that's going through for them. Something that's necessary, and I feel it's throwing them off kilter. What else can you give me, please, Spirit, on this Page of Swords energy? The Two of Wands. There's some type of wishing here, or a wanting of something, or distance. Where's the Two of Wands here, please, Spirit, with this Page of Swords? Because of the Moon. I feel this is them wanting to come forward and express how they actually feel. Now, this may not be to you, this may be to another situation, but they can't quite get there. This is what they're feeling within themselves. I feel this Two of Wands energy, even though it is wands, it may be a decision to accept how they actually feel. There's some deep processing going on here, I feel, with this moon energy. Got quite a bit of Cancer within this reading, guys. Just thought I'd point that out. I feel this party's stressed. I feel they're stressed that they're going to have to make a decision and really own up and look at what it is that they are actually feeling. I feel they're dodging their own bullets of feelings here. That's what I think they're doing. I think whenever feelings come up, they try and suppress them. Okay, so what do we have here, please, Spirit, of how the party feels towards Libra? We've got the Tower energy here. So, so there's been a massive shift, massive breakthrough. This has been a difficult experience for them. And I feel there's something here that has been on repeat. But they know that the way that they're thinking, I feel, towards you, or the way that they're acting, is they've outgrown it and it's not working for them anymore. They're seeing that it's counterproductive and it needs to come to an end because they're not making progress with it. But there's also, well, I'm getting like a stubbornness, like your party doesn't want to let go of that. There's an element of, there's so much control here towards themselves. They're just such a fragile energy. What else can you give me, please, Spirit, on this Tower of how they feel towards Libra? And then I'm hearing repetitive. That card did not want to come out then. And there we have it. The Five of Wands, typically seen as Leo energy. Five of Wands, that can be brainstorming, but that can be conflict within. It isn't seen as battle as such. It's seen as, what should I do? Because they want the Ten of Cups. It's as if they're battling with themselves. They're creating their own Tower moment. What else can you give me on this Ten of Cups, please, Spirit? There's a lot of water energy within this reading. So it may be that you're involved with a Cancer, Scorpio or a Pisces. Yeah, because they want to offer the Pentacle to you. They want to offer that beginning. They feel like there's something there. Something that can be grown. Time spent on it. That can be established into something more long term. Something that can be developed, into something more long term. But there's a new beginning there. That's what they're wanting. But it's if behind that new beginning and behind that happy ever after is all that inner conflict, is that Tower moment. I don't think that Tower moment, though, is a sudden change. I think this is something they're going round in circles with. It's something there. It's not an event as such. It's more of a lifestyle. It's got like a devil type energy to it. It's this self-sabotaging energy that I feel. But the universe is getting involved here now because they're just not doing anything about it and shaking things up a little bit. Because in one way they're asking for help, but in the other way they're trying to bear with me a second, sorry about this. They're trying to stop people from seeing who they really are, or they're trying to stop you from seeing who they really are. I'm hearing reputation, as if they put this reputation out there and they've got to keep it going. And there's all those cards again. So there's a lot that needs to be said here, guys. Loads that needs to be said. Can't take all of those. Okay, so let's see what we get on this World card then. What have we got on this World card, please, Spirit? Of what's going on within their environment as of this moment. Within Libra's party's environment as of this moment that apparently Libra isn't aware of. So this is what's going on within your party's setting as of this moment that apparently you're not aware of. So we've got the World card, and there's that lack mentality. Could be lack of progress, but they're not getting somewhere. They're not getting somewhere with this goal that they're trying to get to. there's this breakthrough here with this Tower card. Now, it mightn't be a sudden shift, but it's been a realization that may have been creeping up on them for some time, or it may have been a sudden shift actually, but it's taken time for, let's say, the dust to settle. And then what we've got here then is the World card, but there's a blockage of them getting towards their goal or where they want to, because they're, you know, I'm starting to think that they might be going through some type of awakening or something like that, because the World card, that can be about shifting paradigms. That's things changing. That's deeply ingrained ways that we have been, and shifting perspective, suddenly changing, and us not experiencing situations like how we used to anymore. It really is the end of a chapter, and there's a lack mentality here, and I feel they're lacking getting towards their goal. This may be some type of, they may feel disorientated because they're going through this mega shift on a spiritual level and they can't quite place it. I feel there's a heavy, they're quite reliant on their logic, and the logic isn't fitting anymore. It's as if they've been catapulted out of a logical way of thinking, and things just aren't fitting into boxes how they wanted to anymore. They can't grasp what they're thinking and feeling, can't be logical. But there's doubt towards moving on. I feel there's disorientation here. They don't know how they're going to get there, because there's lack of willing to go in. There's lack of wanting to feel those emotions, to see how they're going to be intuitively guided, how they can follow their intuition. They just won't go there. What can you give me on this Eight of Cups and the Five of Pentacles, please, Spirit, of what's going on within their environment? And a King of Pentacles. What else have we got on this King of Pentacles, please, Spirit, on this King of Pentacles? There's definitely a spiritual flow going on here, some type of mega shift. I feel your party has really grafted within their mind and externally with their assets as well to get to the point that they're at. And once they've got there, they've realised they're not completely satisfied. It's got them to the Eight of Cups, but they want more. But what's missing is the emotions, and they're not willing to go there. And to get from the Eight of Cups to the Ten of Cups, they've got to be willing to really put themselves forward. And I don't think they know how to invest themselves into those emotions, how to bring it out of themselves. Or they do, they can just research it, but they won't go there. I'm getting a vibe that they want somebody to hold the hand whilst they're going through this process, or this massive change that's going on within them. But yet they will be one of the last people who would ask for any type of help, because they will not have themselves seen as being in a position of vulnerability. I feel they may have worked themselves excessively. They may even be a business owner, something like that, quite a high flying job. I've really invested the time, but they've allowed their job to distract them from what's going on emotionally, and they can't avoid it anymore now, because they're realizing the point that they've got themselves to with their career, with their assets. They've got it all, but there's still a longing, there's still a yearning for something else. And I feel that's on an emotional or a spiritual level. It's not something that can't be purchased, let's just say. What else can you give me, please, Spirit, on this Temperance card? The Hermit in reverse. A complete unwillingness to go within. That can be a stubborn energy, it can be a slow energy, but when it's in reverse, there's resistance there. There's resistance of not wanting to gain insight. There's something heavy going on at their end, but it's like they're sabotaging their own process through stubbornness. I feel thinking they know what's best for them, even know what they're in. It's as if their ego is in battle with of who they really are, their authentic self. That's what they're really in battle with, and that's what's preventing them from moving forward towards you. That's where I feel it lies. But whilst they're like that, no one's ever really going to get to know the real them if they was to come into close friendship with them or get in a relationship with them, because they're always going to be coming from a place that your party of whoever they're involved with, the behaviour is always going to be coming from a place of how they want to be seen, not a genuine place of how this person really is. That outside appearance or the way that they put themselves across is so important to them. There's a real fear here of exposing how their authentic self, there's a fear here of letting people see who they really are. I'm feeling real childhood issues here. Now, what they want to get from the connection with you, Libra, just to go back onto that Hermit energy though, I do feel some of you are strong Virgo, Libra cuspers. So what we've got here with this High Priestess energy, it's more water energy coming into the reading. They're keeping quiet. That's what I think this is. I don't think it's a secret. I don't think they've got anyone hidden. Not at the moment anyway. Not the main message that's coming through. Spirit's telling me to change deck after this card. So I've got a feeling there'll be duplicate cards that are going to surface. And I feel this is them going quiet. I don't think it's them using their intuition much. She's highly intuitive. The High Priestess doesn't communicate verbally. She's got the ability just to go off her intuition, because she can engage with the higher realms on such a high spiritual level. She doesn't need to communicate anything or verbalize anything as such. She can just get the answers she needs from higher source, from the divine, from the universe, however it is that you, whatever your take is on that. I don't feel that's them stepping into their spirituality. I really don't. Or raising their intuition. They're keeping quiet because I feel there isn't an equal give and take at the moment with whatever it is that they're involved with. I know the Pentacles can be seen as assets, money, job, what we've invested our time into, family. And this card can be about equal give and take. And here they may have been given too much, or one of you may have been given too much, and now they're seeing the errors of ways from before, if it is that it's a relationship that's being revisited. They may be looking back at how relationships before have been off balance, have been off kilter. There is some processing going on. I'm not saying that there isn't. But when it gets to the deep stuff, the stuff that holds them back, they're just so reliant upon that logical way of thinking. What else can you give me on this Six of Pentacles, please, Spirit? Six of Swords. There's two sixes back to back there now. So there's a wanting to try and get back to a place of harmony, to settle those challenges that they're up against, or at least take responsibility of them and bring themselves back into balance. We have got the Temperance card that was over here. I'm not sure if you can see it, and that is that wanting to bring themselves back into alignment, possibly even working on themselves. That can be that, but I don't feel it is. Let me see what card I can get out next, because there is a want here to get to somewhere clearer, I feel, because there's an acknowledgement of how things have been out of whack before, shall we say. I'm not saying that will have been with you. That could have been of how it is, is with other relationships, not that they've been intimately involved with, but other relationships in general. They've realised that the giving and the taking hasn't been right. Well, let me just, wow. Now we've got it, the Magician. I feel there's been some type of law of attraction here. That's the route that they're going down. Positive manifestations, that type of thing. Oh my goodness. To try and get them, I told you duplicate cards are going to start coming out, to get them towards where they need to be, to bring together that distance. I feel it's as if they are trying to send their intentions out into the universe. They may even be keeping this really quiet. That's why that High Priestess is there, and hoping that they can draw you in that way. And thinking, well, what will be. If they're quite selective when it comes to the spirituality and things like that. But I don't think they'd ever let anybody know about this. And then the next card to come out is what you have already. This is so you can both move on together. I do feel there's a wanting to draw you in, but on the surface, there's that ego, there's that unwillingness to put themselves in a position of vulnerability. But I do feel they may be sending their intentions out into the universe, hoping to manifest or draw you in, and they're settling on the what'll be. If they're meant to come in, the universe will deliver it to me, but they'll never let anybody else know that that's what they are gravitating towards, that way of thinking. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that way of thinking, but to them, they think that there is. They feel that there's a stereotype linked to it, and they're probably one of those type of people that may have rolled their eyes to positive manifestations and things like that before. But now this is an area they're willing to take on board, to try and reel in what they want, because their ego is so precious to them. But I feel they need to shed that ego, because what they want isn't going to come in, because it's as if the ego's blocking it. I hope it makes sense with that there. Okay, so the third eye chakra, this is guidance from spirit of what they'd like you to concentrate on as of this moment. Remember guys, it's guidance, or what they feel strongly that you should concentrate on as of this moment. They are also advising you to return to a state of harmony. There's 2 sixes back to back there now. So there's a wanting to try and get back to a place of harmony, to settle those challenges that they're up against, or at least take responsibility of them and bring themselves back into balance. We have got the Temperance card that was over here. I'm not sure if you can see it, and that is that wanting to bring themselves back into alignment, possibly even working on themselves. That can be that, but I don't feel it is. Let me see what card I can get out next, because there is a want here to get to somewhere clearer, I feel, because there's an acknowledgement of how things have been out of whack before, shall we say. I'm not saying that will have been with you. That could have been of how it is with other relationships, not that they've been intimately involved with, but other relationships in general. They've realised that the giving and the taking hasn't been right. Well, let me just, wow. Now we've got it, the Magician. I feel there's been some type of law of attraction here. That's the route that they're going down. Positive manifestations, that type of thing. Oh my goodness. To try and get them, I told you duplicate cards are going to start coming out, to get them towards where they need to be, to bring together that distance. I feel it's as if they are trying to send their intentions out into the universe. They may even be keeping this really quiet. That's why that High Priestess is there, and hoping that they can draw you in that way. And thinking, well, what will be. If they're quite selective when it comes to the spirituality and things like that. But I don't think they'd ever let anybody know about this. And then the next card to come out is what you have already. This is so you can both move on together. I do feel there's a wanting to draw you in, but on the surface, there's that ego, there's that unwillingness to put themselves in a position of vulnerability. But I do feel they may be sending their intentions out into the universe, hoping to manifest or draw you in, and they're settling on the what'll be. If they're meant to come in, the universe will deliver it to me, but they'll never let anybody else know that that's what they are gravitating towards, that way of thinking. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that way of thinking, but to them, they think that there is. They feel that there's a stereotype linked to it, and they're probably one of those type of people that may have rolled their eyes to positive manifestations and things like that before. But now this is an area they're willing to take on board to try and reel in what they want, because their ego is so precious to them. But I feel they need to shed that ego, because what they want isn't going to come in, because it's as if the ego's blocking it. It's as if their ego is acting as a barrier and stopping any positivity coming in. Yeah, I really do hope that makes sense. Okay, so this third eye chakra card that's there, this is guidance from spirit. You don't have to take the guidance, but it's just a little nudge or extra nudge from spirit to help guide you forward, shall we say, nudge you forward in the direction to gain more fulfillment. If it is that you're into meditation, this will be guidance to work on that third eye chakra. I'm also getting the throat chakra as well, but also not to ignore all the other chakras, because you want to keep yourself in alignment and do grounding and centering meditation as well. For others of you, this is about being outdoors in nature more, and trying to be in environments where it'll bring more happiness or positivity out in you, or more stuff of where you're able to recognize your qualities. This can also as well be about being kind to yourself. Things that you see within yourself, making note of them, the qualities, even if it's just 5 of them, noting down 5 qualities or 5 things that you've done that day that have had a positive flair, positive impact. They don't need to be massive. It can be something, I'm being shown now, somebody sitting at the traffic lights, and where they'd usually be blowing a gasket, they are actually recognizing within themselves that they're calm. And they make note of that in the evening. I'm seeing them writing it down on paper, that they've been able to remain calm within an environment where they usually would have blown a gasket. Now, it doesn't mean to say that if you blow a gasket in a couple of weeks' time when you're in the same situation or a similar situation that you've failed, but it's just having that ability to be able to start recognizing bits within yourself, recognizing areas within yourself, recognizing the qualities, and creating that habit that you do have them, and thinking in that way, and they will start coming more into your mind, into your awareness, and becoming more of your day-to-day. It is going to take time, but it's about that reprogramming again, and not being as well in a lack mindset of we get everything wrong, but putting ourselves in a position of where we can move forward. But there's also a recognizing here and strong emphasis of seeing how we feel going into a situation. It may be a social situation, recognizing how we feel when we're in it, and then recognizing how we feel when we leave the situation. And if it is that we become stressed or we realise that we feel lower in mood after we've left the situation. Why do we feel lower in mood? Or what is it that's making us feel low? Or how are we feeling now we've left the situation? And maybe moving forward, don't put yourself in that environment as often. If it's a family member, I know this is difficult, but it may be, or family members, it may be just bob in and out every now and then. Or work out, is it that you don't get involved with them much, but for longer periods of time? But this now is about reinvesting the time back into yourself and recognizing how you can keep yourself energetically safe to help you move forward. This is, I feel, a really positive reading for you. It really does have some bounce to it, some oomph to it, a strong guidance to it. I hope this has been of help, Libra, and yeah, look forward to catching up with you mid-September. Over and out. Bye.